How's it, everybody? Welcome back to the Rocky Fern. My name is Luca, and I have OI Type 4. In today's episode, we're going to be doing something a little bit different, a little bit special. I'll be taking you to the Fern Grotto. In Hawaiian, we know it as Ma'ama'a Kualono, and it's a very popular spot for weddings, which is why we were here this day. It was a beautiful ceremony, but I'm going to kind of point out native and non-native flora that you can find here at this beautiful spot in Kaua'i. Let's get into it. So as we open up, we're going to be moving right to left through the Fern Grotto. You can see in the foreground here we have some beautiful Dieffenbachia. It's a very common type of Dieffenbachia that grows all over the island. A alocasia species. It's the only alocasia that's in this entire Fern Grotto. Right there in the foreground you can see growing epiphytically is a Epipremnum pinnatum showing its mature leaves. We move through some pretty ginger, which is not native, to another epiphytic growth of Epipremnum pinnatum on the only native plant in this entire scene, which is that Kaua'i nut tree. It's a beautiful tree. It has a lot of history to it. As we scroll back, you can see there's another big grove of another Epipremnum pinnatum, I believe, along with that big backdrop curtain of the red emerald, also known as Philodendron erubescens. Some more ginger. There's some roots from some ficus trees that are not native. Pretty typical of what you'll find nowadays here in Kaua'i. We're going to move more toward the center of the Fern Grotto, and you can see in the background there is the actual Fern Grotto itself, lined with the Boston fern. Right there in the foreground you can see the cordyline, also known as tea plant. It's not native as well, but it has a long history with native Hawaiians. And then a bunch of ferns, mainly ginger, cordyline, a lot of weeds. And yeah, you can see the waterfall that runs there. And there used to be a pathway that you could take, you can kind of see it there, that would take you all the way up to the mouth of the Fern Grotto. You're no longer allowed to do that. It's a beautiful spot though. We had a drought one year and it dried all the ferns up. But they have since grown back, not to their full glory, but they've grown back. We're going to move a little bit more left here to the farthest side of the balcony here, and you can see a bunch of alocasia there. That is Philodendron mayoi, a big mature patch. There's a Kaua'i nut seedling right there in the foreground. What's beautiful is tucked in right about here mid-screen, you can see there's some Monstera deliciosa leaves, so they're tucked in there. But that's pretty typical of Kaua'i, so if you like what you see, give a thumbs up, subscribe, and we'll see you next time.